Now this is a bit of a reconstruction actually, but just to let you know that yesterday morning, having driven the car the previous evening, I was met with this. Sit in the car, turn the ignition key, and that didn't happen. Yes, that didn't happen. That's obviously completely normal. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. So, okay, we've got some intermittency here as well. So let's do that again. Yeah, that's normal. Let's do it again. That's normal. That'll serve me right for trying to reproduce something. Anyway, let us just say that you did actually see it briefly, that the oil warning lamp, obviously the engine's not running, only came on for a moment and then went off again. Let's see if it's going to do that anymore. Well, anyway, suffice to say that I turned the key, the lights on the dash weren't on properly, nothing else on the dash was working apart from the radio, and actually the electric parking brake as well, that was also working. But anyway, it wouldn't start. So I have seen behaviour a little bit like this before. So what I did was to immediately take the dash top off like this, which is pretty easy to do, like that. And what has happened, is still a problem, even though it's an intermittent one, is that the relays, with loads of relays in here, doing a multitude of different things, but one of those is the ignition relay. It's the switches on the ignition circuits in response to the key, and there's a problem with the relays in here. Now I'm quite pleased I did actually set all these up. I'll let you have a look actually. So here are my relays, and there are a bunch of different things going on, different functions, a bit of labelling going on, but the two that are of concern are these two, which do the ignition circuits, and as you can see, there is some discolouring on both of those kind of transparent relays. And this actually goes back to a problem I had months ago, because the car actually stopped completely, and it turned out that the very same relay was burnt out, rather like here. And in fact that's why there's two, because I thought, I know what I'll do, I'll put two in parallel so that each one of them is taking half the load, and that should make sure that's not a problem in the future. So I rewired it, two relays in parallel, but there's a fatal flaw. Well, first of all, we might question why is so much current happening that it's burning out a relay. So the answer to that is because everything is going through there, including the headlamps. And when I was driving it the other evening, I was driving with the headlamps on, and also the 8 amp, I think it is, water pump, fuel pumps, as well as the rest of the engine management system and so on. So yeah, that's a lot of current. But certainly a lot of current for a 40 amp relay, and who knows the quality of these eBay jobbies, to be honest with you, as well. So yeah, whatever. I quite like the fact that they're transparent, but it's possible, of course, that the transparent plastic is softer than the more traditional black stuff, and more prone to melting. So I'll stop this and get those out. So here are the two relays concerned, and as you can see, quite a lot of melting has happened. And obviously the contacts inside the box, as it were, are getting hot. And my suspicion is they got so hot, melted the plastic, then the plastic's kind of interfered with the mechanical action of the metal contacts. That's what the failure mode actually is. And the problem with having two in parallel, of course, as they were, is the fact that if one starts to fail, you don't know that it's failed, and then the other one becomes overloaded, and then that fails too, which I think is pretty much what happened. So there's a bit of a, what you might call a systematic problem there in the design. I've got so much current, these 40 amp relays aren't really strong enough, especially when in parallel one can fail and the other one goes later on in a cascade, which you don't really know about until it's too late. So what I need is a more powerful relay. Now that was going to take a few days to come. I have ordered a 100 amp relay. It's considerably larger than these things, so it won't be able to be mounted in the same place down there. It won't be able to go in there. It'll have to be mounted somewhere else, over there somewhere, maybe in that vicinity. You can see the big thick battery cables coming in actually, and where I branched out for the parallel arrangement. Anyway, so while I'm waiting for that to that big relay to come, I've got some more little ones like this. So these are just normal 5-pin relays. I don't really use the 5th pin, to be honest with you, but it's a facility which might be used in some applications, so there's no point in not having it, if you like. So anyway, I'm going to put these in, and even those were showing themselves to be intermittently working. Hopefully these ones will do the job at least for a little while, until the new big fat relay comes. So I've replaced my relays, and this is what happens. I've got brand new ones in the same place. Well, it turns over as before. Nothing. Still no ignition lights. I thought, I must be going mad. So I'll put back the old ones, and albeit one is definitely burnt out, the other one still works, as you saw, albeit possibly intermittently. So my brand new relays don't work. Let's go and have a look, shall we? So here are my 5 relays. I bought 3 new ones, as well as the old ones I had. And on the end of this wire, I've got a 12-volt power supply. So I'm going to try them out. And of course you should hear a clicking noise. Nothing. 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 Go back to the old ones, shall we? Now this one I think is the actual main faulty one. Nothing. This is the one that was working intermittently. You hear that? That's what's meant to happen. Okay, it's overheated a little bit. That little clicking noise is important. But these brand new, bought this morning, relays on the same pair of pins do nothing. All 3 of these brand new relays are faulty. That is unbelievable. And just to go a bit further, I'm going to measure the resistance across the coil You know, these things are basically an electromagnet. So this is the one that's working, and the resistance across it is 84 ohms, the same in both directions. 84 ohms. So this is faulty, so we actually got 37 megas of the open circuit. So that's faulty. But my which we already knew, it's the whole point of this exercise. So these ones, brand new, open circuit, open circuit, open circuit. The electromagnet coil thing in there isn't connected. Brand new. Going back to the original working one, 84 ohms. So that's 84 is what we should be looking for, or something around that. That's not very high resistance. So it's almost a short circuit. But these don't work, nor does that one. So after a bit of an interlude, I've managed to get 2 more relays. I didn't really need 3. And we'll test these ones. Yeah, 86 in that direction. And yeah, 86 basically, 86 ohms. This one's got a relay, a diode in it, which I think is for back EMF prevention. So this is slightly less at 76 ohms. But yeah, the other ones were open circuit. That's all 3 of them. Brand new, bought this morning, and no good. So about 70 to 80 ohms, I would say, is completely normal. This one is visibly burnt out, and that is open circuit. And this one, which is still a little bit faulty, I would say, but melted, is, yeah, 85 ohms. So we'll keep this one as a spares. It does actually work, albeit it's a bit intermittent. And we'll put this in the car, and presumably it'll work. And then we can wait for the big 100 amp relay to come in a few days. Okay, so presumably this is now going to work. There we go. Well, it was working even with the other relay, albeit intermittently. So anyway, presumably this is fine. Why would it not be? Good, right. We'll put the dash top back on and wait for a new relay to turn up. And I've just got to replace my ventilation pipes, which also live here. So temporarily, perhaps it's the other way around. Yeah, that's better. I'll just plug in the screen vent pipes, which, oh, have you seen these? So these are my 3D printed screen vents boxes with end-on feeds and a bit of a right angle bend on the end, which plugs onto the top of my heater box. So it's a little bit of a fiddle, but not too bad. So, moral of the story is that just because something's brand new doesn't mean it's necessarily good. So 0 marks to Halfords on that one. So there you go.